Hello and welcome to the Week 5 edition of the EstablishTheRun.com NFL Betting Show. My name is Adam Levitan, as always, joined by Evan Silva. And today we are back yet again to have some good old-fashioned fun. As you guys know, we are not sports bettors. We have been all in on fantasy for the last 15 years or so. That is what we do. That is what we play. That is where we win. That said, betting sides and totals is undoubtedly fun. There's just been an incredible amount of requests from the fans, and we do appreciate the fans. And of course, we aim to please. I do want to be very clear that if I personally am betting any of this stuff, it's honestly just for fun. And if I do bet, it's really the best part of it is to throw the books off the scent as we ravage them in props. You know, like in other words, maybe our accounts don't get shut down if we give them some action on sides and totals. Anyways, Evan, good afternoon. How's it going?
It's going well. Coming off a nice week, a nice solid week. We went 5-1. The only miss that we had was the play that I stole from Daigle. So I am considering that to be a 5-0 week.
That's so good. Okay. Before we get into the show, want to let everyone know about a new promo that we have. So over the last few years, we've had plenty of people say they love ETR, they love us, they want to subscribe, but the price is not something that they can handle. We worked out a deal with BetMGM to hopefully help. If you sign up for a new BetMGM account with our promo code, simply make first deposit and place a bet, and they'll send you a free month at ETR. That's a $65 value on top of the sign-up bonus you get with MGM, which is a $1,000 free bet, up to a $1,000 free bet. If you're already an ETR sub, you can still get this promo. They'll send you the same coupon, and you can use it on a future purchase. Check out the show notes for the link and more info. All right. As Evan mentioned, I shipped it last week. I shipped our little competition last week. By some miracle of God, I went 3-0 with my picks. I had the Giants +7, Green Bay -6.5, James Robinson under 3.5 catches. Evan went 2-1, hit the Seahawks +3, hit the Green Bay Packers team total over 26.5. Lost the Minnesota Cleveland over, of course, but we can blame that on both Baker's shoulder and Daigle. Let's get into it here with Week 5.
Adam, have you heard this concept of stealing people's plays? Have you heard of this?
Well, what he's saying, I think, is that he mentioned it to you, and then you rode with it as if it's your own.
I mean, I don't. Is that not okay?
No, of course that's okay.
Yeah. All right. I don't. All right.
I mean, if you agree, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I get the better number, although it wasn't a very good number in the end, was it?
Market didn't lie on the number going down.
Right. You want to start?
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Losers first. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. I'm going to start with Jets +3 against the Falcons overseas. No Calvin Ridley. And I think that there is a level of confidence to be gained from the Jets kind of getting the monkey off their back after a really tough start to the season. The Falcons have just been completely inept on offense, as you pointed out. Were they? What was the statistic that you had? 27th in scoring.
27th in yards per play, and it's not
like yards per play.
And it's not like the schedule's been tough either.
Right. Yeah, and I know that as of I think they've scored, or they were 32nd in offensive DVOA per Football Outsiders as well. They did draw out their ADOT a little bit. They started throwing the ball downfield last week, and I think that suggests some gain of confidence in their offensive line. But I still think that their interior can be eaten up by guys like Quinnen Williams of the Jets. And Zach Wilson is sort of like a high variance player where he's going to have 3 bad plays, but then he'll have 3 like sensational plays. And I think that that'll be enough to get the Jets over the top. I like them outright, really, to win against Atlanta. I don't think that there should be a 3-point spread here.
Yeah, and this is a neutral site, as I mentioned, over in London. So even though the Falcons are listed at the bottom here on the screen, you can say, know that this is a neutral field. I think that one thing this Calvin Ridley absence is going to do is they're going to give Cordarrelle Patterson a lot more wide receiver snaps. And so, I actually think that might help them a little bit. But yeah, I mean, anytime you're giving Mike Davis more carries and Wayne Gallman more carries, it's probably not for the best either. I mean, they don't have Gage, they don't have Ridley. I mean, they're
Right.
really
Well, yeah. What it also means is that like these scrubs, Olamide Zacchaeus, these kind of guys are going to be out there playing a lot of snaps, and they're playing like 9 on 11. I mean, their offensive roster like kind of stinks right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For my first pick, I'm going to actually go with a team I've been betting against, I think, every week so far, but I'm going to go ahead and bet on them here. And that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. -0.5, -110 is the best line. You can get that on Fox Bet. There are some 1.5s out there, as you can see on the screen. Be sure to shop. But yeah, -0.5, -110 on the Steelers at home against the Broncos. And I do think that Teddy likely gets cleared, or at least has a good chance to get cleared for this game. I think that the Broncos' first 3 games, I don't want to say mirage, but they had like the softest first 3 game slate possible. Then they play the Ravens at home. Can't get it done there. Now they don't have KJ Hamler and Jerry Jeudy are sidelined. The injuries are starting to rack up on both sides of the ball. And so I think the Steelers at home, we've seen massive splits in Big Ben's career where he's actually played reasonably well, even as his decline phase over the last 1, 2, 3 years. He's still played reasonably well at home. And so to get the Steelers at home against a really banged up Broncos team, you only have to lay the half. They only have to win the game. I think it's a pretty good spot for the Steelers to show up. And maybe they hate, I hate Big Ben, and I think he's totally toast. But maybe the market's gone just a little bit too far. I thought this line would be Steelers -3 or so. Evan, second selection.
All right. I'm going to go Panthers, Eagles over 45.5. Now I took this at over 44.5 earlier in the week, but I'm not afraid of the 1-point move in the total.
You can still get some 45s out there.
All right. Nice. So, so you got to give me that then. 45.
Yep, I'll give it to you. 45.
Right, solid. The Panthers are obviously worried about their secondary situation, and they're not getting, they just traded for Stephon Gilmore. They traded for CJ Henderson. CJ Henderson still probably not fully up to speed. And then Stephon Gilmore isn't going to be eligible until week 7, assuming he's even able to play then. I mean, he's coming off like a serious torn quad injury. But either way, they're going to be shorthanded in the secondary for the next couple of weeks. And I think that Devontae Smith and Jalen Reagor and Dallas Goedert, these guys can exploit those issues. And then also the Eagles should be getting healthier on the offensive line. Hopefully we'll get back Jordan Mailata. We should definitely get back Lane Johnson. So that should help the Eagles offense. And then on the other side, the Panthers offense has been kind of humming. They put up 28 against the Cowboys last week, and they were playing really well before that. Sam Darnold is kind of in a rhythm. They've been doing a pretty good job of protecting him. And I think that they'll be able to have offensive success like DJ Moore. I don't think anybody in the Eagles secondary can cover DJ Moore. 45.5 is just it's not difficult to get over that. So that's where I'm going this week.
Yeah, 45 you can find pretty much everywhere except for DraftKings. You can find 45s out there. We actually made a bet this morning on Sam Darnold over 30.5 pass attempts in this game, and we almost never bet overs on props. But yeah, I mean I'm sure the line is gone now, but that was one that we liked. We had projected closer to 33 or 34 in this game. And yeah, also when Thorman snaps and pace, you can see he thinks that this Philly Panthers game is going to be very up in pace.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. The props,
he was down on the pace last week for Browns Vikings. I don't think that was
correct.
The reason that it fell so far below the total, but something to note.
Yeah. Last thing I'd say about the props, like the Darnold one, the line's already gone. You have to be in Discord. If you're a subscriber, you have to be in Discord. That's where we're getting the props and putting all the notifications out. All right. Second one for me, and it is a bit scary, man, because I was way too high, and I'm clinging to priors here, but I can't believe that the Washington football team, I know they're banged up. I can't believe they're getting 2 at home to the New Orleans Saints, who are playing like literal 1950s football. I mean, this Saints offense is so bad. I can actually get 2.5 now. I'm going to take the 2.5 on the Washington football team. I know they're banged up. I know Gibson's banged up. I know Logan Thomas is out. We'll see on Diami. We'll see on Curtis Samuel. I get it. I just think that the Saints on offense have like zero talent whatsoever, and they're trying to hide it, and they've been somewhat successful, but I was able to get the win last week with the Giants as a 7-point dog. This time, Washington football team as a 2.5 point dogs. Still waiting for the defense to wake up. I'm a little worried, Evan, that like the football team's defense is never going to wake up because they don't have enough talent in the secondary, and like if you can't like rush the passer at an elite level, and they're still rushing the passer okay, but not at what I thought it would be. Their secondary is just so bad. Maybe it continues to get exposed, but I don't think it'll be exposed by Jameis and Taysom Hill. So I'll go ahead and take the 2.5 here at home for the football team.
I like it. I mean, I like Washington to win this game outright. I mean, I don't think the Saints are very good, man. I really don't. And I've been kind of on that train since the offseason, and I'm standing by Pryor's too when it comes to that. So I like that bet. All right, final one for me. Gonna go with San Francisco plus 4.5 at Arizona. I think that we've kind of jumped the shark. Everybody's calling the Cardinals the best team in the NFL. They are the final remaining team, but the Vikings beat them. It's just that they missed the kick at the end. And how good do people really think that the Vikings are? So I think that the Cardinals they've gotten a little bit overrated. And I think that with Trey Lance in there, and I understand that I'm going to watch the game. Trey Lance was not perfect. He threw the ball at, people's feet. He was nervous out there. I think, the game plan was not built for him. But what he adds is a big play element, both in the run and the passing game, that Jimmy Garoppolo could not deliver. And the potential to make plays downfield against this Arizona secondary that really still has not been, fully exploited, and I think still absolutely has the potential to be, and it's coming. Like when you watch Jimmy Garoppolo play, he throws so many balls like in the low A dot area into traffic, like short contested passes, and it's a rough way to play quarterback. Trey Lance, I think, is going to have a lot more downfield opportunities. He's going to bring the big play element that we saw from Kyle Shanahan with RG3, back in the day. I think the 49ers can win this outright, but I'm definitely taking them to get with the 4.5.
Yeah, two really good NFC West games this week. The first one tonight, obviously Seahawks and Rams, and then 49ers Cardinals. I think is a really good game too. And as they have Kittle healthy and Ayuk back in the mix and Debo ready, and I think Trey Sermon, as you noted on the Tuesday, thought played a really good game, even though it wasn't great for fantasy. And so, yeah, I think getting 5 here makes a lot of sense in what should be a very close game. By the way, I just mentioned props. Wanted to remind everyone this show is brought to you by our friends at PrizePicks.com. Want to stress that if you're in a state like New York, California, Texas, you don't have access to a legal book where we're betting these props, you can play the prop market on PrizePicks. It's legal and regulated. Sign up using promo code ETR. They'll give you a 100% bonus up to $100 immediately. No playthrough or anything like that. All right, my last pick. I'm going to go with a prop. I mean, I don't know if I'm cheating the rules here, but I'm going to go with a prop, and it's one that we took, and the line's still up there in a lot of places. Jacoby Brissett under 261.5 pass plus rush yards. I understand the teams are throwing at an outrageous rate against Tampa. Absolutely ridiculous. Like 74% of the time, teams are calling pass plays against Tampa. Their rush defense is so good. But to ask Jacoby Brissett to go over 261.5 yards without Will Fuller, I mean, you're asking a lot of this guy who is, I think, a journeyman quarterback in an offense that has been really, really stagnant. That'll be my official third play. I also think the Michael Carter under 48.5 is okay as Tevin Coleman and
under 48.5 rushing yards.
Correct. As Tevin Coleman and Wayne Gallman mix in. And then I was going to take the Mike Davis unders and stuff, but now I think Mike Davis might actually have to play a lot because if they move Cordero Patterson to wide receiver, Mike Davis is going to have to get a lot more carries. So I'm going to hold off on that Mike Davis under. But yeah.
What was the number you were discussing for Michael Carter rushing? It's 43.5 on DK.
Okay. We bet it at 48.5.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's a big difference.
That's why it's not an official play. Get in the Discord if you want to get the 48.5, Evan. But official play is going to be the Brissett 261.5 pass plus rush under. Okay. Said it all. Appreciate you guys being here for this week 5 betting preview and hanging out. Also, let us know what you thought of yesterday's rest of season top 150 pod. I think we're going to keep doing them. We got a lot of good feedback on them. It's just an interesting exercise, I think, for season-long trades, best ball, to try to think about how we can evaluate players going forward and try to ditch some of the priors. It's just so hard with all the injuries going on and everything. It's a really interesting exercise. So let us know if you guys like that. For Evan, for producer Adam, I am Adam. Good luck, everybody.